Well, it started as, I'm a mechanical engineer by education. And when I came to this country after the unfortunate incident in India with the riots, Sikh riots, anti-Sikh riots in New Delhi, I decided with my family to move to Toronto. And as a mechanical engineer with the challenge was that being a minority at the time and being a very visible minority with the turban, beard and all that, it was very challenging to get a job in your field. So I decided to change the field. I was multitasker, so I became a car salesman at a car dealership, and I was very successful with God's grace and hard work. But I was focused even in that I want to be a very successful car salesperson. So being a very successful, being the top car salesman in the country, I became a manager then, and then a general manager, and then I was in '87. I was moved to this location, which was failing and ailing, and was under bankruptcy. So there was a challenge for me. So I knew at the time that car business is something which I want to be around. I bought into the dealership in late '80s, and the rest is now we own two of the most successful Hyundai dealerships in the country. Mississauga Hyundai being one of the top, actually is the top dealership in the country. In 13 and 14, it was the top dealership in the country. So selling most cars, being number one in the service, being number one in the parts, and that was done with the help of 156 people who are working in the team, both here and Rexdale. My mentor in this journey was my mother and my dad, because my dad again was a very educated man and was a businessman. He had very good work ethics, very hardworking, very focused. And my mother again, very hardworking, and trained me to be treating everybody the way we want to be treated ourselves. That's very important.
Yeah.
Not just in a business life, but in your regular life also. And make sure always be on the side of the underprivileged. Always make sure, reach out. At the end of the day, it's not important to me. I don't measure anybody's success by wealth. I always measure it that how many people he has reached out to and how many underprivileged kids he or she has reached to. That's very important for me. Tell me that. That's a person is a wealthy to me, a person who does all those things to me. My definition of entrepreneurship is that somebody who takes the risk in life and is willing also to employ some other people around him to make a source for a bread and butter for them also, and be a very positive part of the economy. Well, I think to be an entrepreneur, you got to have a plan first. You just can't throw yourself and be an entrepreneur. You have to have the direction first, what you want to do. You want to have the ambition, what you want to do, what you want to be a part of, and what you want to change, and how you want to be successful by having some other team around you, if it is going to be like a bigger entrepreneurship. But anything, you have to have some direction what you want to do. You can't just jump like that and say, I want to be an entrepreneur. You need to know what area you want to lead in, Well, my greatest obstacle was my, even being so good looking, my beard and my turban. So it was, and nobody wanted. When I migrated here, right now, with you young guys now, it's okay, because but 30 years ago, it was a different story when we first arrived here. I couldn't get a job even with my mechanical engineering degree, because people didn't want to have somebody with a turban and beard. But that was one of the, but I overcame. I was a challenge. I didn't call that was a discrimination and this and that and that. No, I just integrated, got an opportunity to work at a car dealership after 200 interviews. I got a job in '84, and the very first day when I went to work, I was called all kind of names: Packy, Devilhead, Terminator, this and that kind of a thing. So on that day, I knew I have to work much harder. I have to be much, I have to be greater than good in order to survive in that environment. And I did. So I was able to be the top salesman in the country with the same beard and turban, which I still have 30 years later. So I, I was able to integrate and let the other people know that yes, we look different, we are different. I'm talking about the Sikhs now. I'm a Sikh by religion. So we look different, but we have the same passion. We have a passion to work hard. We have a passion to work honest. We have to passion for the same sports, same kind of things, but we might look different. So that opened up everybody's eyes, internally and externally, that yeah, they look different, but they work so hard. They're so focused. They are very helpful. And that's the reason of the success, because I was able to integrate in the mainstream. And I believe, as I sit in front of you today, the amount of love I've gotten, not just from my community, but the white, black, Chinese, Jamaicans, everybody else. And you might have noticed that during the game of basketball, I get a lot of love. That is because I've been able to overcome all that. And I want everybody to do that. I mean, we are going in the right direction with all that, but to me to say it's all good, and no, it's every day we have to continue doing that in order to integrate with the mainstream. It's very important for us. I think I'm so blessed to say that I'm very contented right now, and everything which has happened with the grace of Almighty, it was all I think I wouldn't change the storyline at all. I think it is a perfect story which God has blessed me to go through.
That's amazing.
Hard work, honest work, treating your fellow people who are working with you very fairly, and fourth, pray for the Almighty's blessings. Four things. Those are the four things.